Hello everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Drivel Chat with me and Dan. Is that a ghost? Oh shit, the ghost's out. Oh my god. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so this is the Halloween spick. What should we call it? Spick.
The Halloween edition of the Drivel
The
Chat.
Halloween edition
2014.
of Guff and Shit.
It's not the Guff and Shit, it's the Drivel Chat.
Scare and wear and tear. No, welcome to the Halloween edition of Drivel Chat. This is something that we'd be doing every year. Because
Is this even going to be going on next year?
Yep. Hopefully it will, because I quite like the Drivel Chat. We'll be doing a Christmas edition as well, because we're very festive people and we like certain, times of year because it's very nice.
Well, in places like the Cooperative, they already have like mince pies and Christmas puddings out.
Yeah, I went to this restaurant the other day and it was Halloween and there was a Christmas tree in the corner. So
there's just a murderer hiding in the Christmas tree.
In it, it was quite a small Christmas tree. It must have been like a fetus if it was any sort of living person. But
yeah, that reminds me.
I
was on the bus today. I was like kind of like on Facebook and stuff, and I just like how it's like sometimes people like just really random weird pictures, and you're kind of on the bus and you're like, did anyone actually see me looking at that? Because I'm not related to that in any way possible.
Not related to what?
Like whatever someone random on my friends list has liked.
Well, I don't use Facebook.
No. Well, anyway, then I just kind of like turned around, and there was just some man looking at me with the creepiest face ever.
That's weird.
I was like, okay.
Well, basically, we had an idea that we was gonna do, and we was gonna read out some creepypastas and maybe some other short, ridiculously fucking terrible stories. Should we start with a shit one, or should we start with like a scary one?
Well, I've got the 22 sentence ones.
I've got 26 at the moment. I'm opening two different web pages. So
okay, well, shall I go first? My one's literally just like sentence ones.
Okay, you can start.
Moving my microphone.
Oh yeah, I could tell that, mate.
I'm not afraid of the cemetery.
What?
It's the only place the ghosts don't follow me.
Okay, that was weird. Bit of a weird one, that. Why don't the ghosts follow you into a cemetery?
Maybe they're scared of the dead bodies.
No, but they are essentially dead bodies, aren't they?
Well, they're not bodies, are they? They're ghosts.
They're ghosty posties, that's what they are.
They're what?
Ghosty posties.
Ghosty posties.
Shall I read this one? Where the bad kids go? No, the angel statue. Shall I read that?
Yeah, if you want. Oh, fuck.
It's quite a short one.
The thing I'm playing with this time is a flathead screwdriver.
Screwdriver. Yeah. So this like two and a half paragraphs long, and the paragraphs aren't that big. They're like 4 lines each. So
okay.
I'll read it now. The angel statue. This story begins with a couple who decided they wanted to go out for the night. So that oh no, this isn't the actual thing. I need to. What the fuck?
Is it actually really long?
Yeah, it probably is actually really long. Okay, I'll just read a really short this one. Oh no, before we read that one, shit. What one should we read? That one. He stood against my window. I don't know why I looked up, but when I did, I saw him there. He stood against my window. His forehead rested against the glass, and his eyes were still light, and he smiled a lipstick red cartoonish grin. And he just stood there in the window. My wife was upstairs sleeping, my son was in his crib, and I couldn't move. I froze, and watched him looking past me through the glass. Oh, please, no. His smile never moved, but he put a hand up and slid it down the glass, watching me, with matted hair and yellow skin, his face through the window. I couldn't do anything, I just stayed there, frozen, feet still in the bushes. I was pruning. Looking into my home, he stood against my window.
Yeah, your ones are longer than mine.
See, that was creepy because it actually, the guy was outside of his own house, looking at some weird fucking thing in his house that was with his wife and his son, or whatever, in his cot. So, that's pretty creepy, that one. It wasn't overly creepy, but It wasn't bad. The angel statue. I'm gonna type that in.
Okay. I enter the empty elevator and push the button for my floor. I don't know why I'm doing it in that sort of voice.
And then
as the doors close, I feel a hand cover my mouth.
Oh.
So creepy.
So creepy.
Well, this next one. It's hard fighting the urge to hurt myself. My only comfort is knowing that I can hurt the girl in the trunk instead.
What the fuck? Should I read out this one? It's quite a long one, actually. Should I read this one out?
If you want to.
It's called The Crying Statue. It's just like a Doctor Who creepypasta. I think it is, to be quite honest.
Probably.
My mum's shouting at me.
Why?
I don't know why. I'm just talking, and she's just shouting at me.
What's she saying?
She just yelled my name into my face.
Well then, guys. I feel like now is a appropriate time to tell everyone the important news. George, he doesn't like to say it because he thinks people will take it the wrong way, but he's a bit gay. So yeah, just be nice about that to him.
Who's a bit gay? Oh, what?
What?
I heard you. I heard you.
I thought you'd gone.
No, I hadn't gone. I just muted my mic. What was?
That was so.
What? That's not very nice. That's horrible.
You know it's a tradition with these.
Well,
sorts
yeah,
of
no,
things,
I did it to James on his live stream.
A tradition with our little group is that if someone goes, you say that.
But I heard you. Okay.
I thought you'd gone.
I'll just read this. Okay. Everyone knows a statue can't kill you, right? But then you turn your head away. Then you blink. Then oh, yes, it can. It's been 5 years since the incident, and I had to tell you about my story, how it happened, and how it won't stop. April 2007. It began as a blissful spring day. My mom wanted to spruce up our house's backyard, so she dragged me and my siblings off to the gardening store to buy some ornaments. We all looked for ornaments, and I suggested a lawn gnome. She refused and said that lawn gnomes are too overused, so I sighed and returned the gnome. We walked into the statue aisle, and she saw a statue of a weeping angel. She thought it was beautiful, but I felt weird about it. When she left to buy more ornaments, I looked at the statue and suddenly my phone fell to the ground. I picked it up and looked back at the statue, but something was weird about it. It was staring at me when just 2 seconds ago it was weeping into the altar. I brushed it off and thought I was just seeing things. Later, we brought the ornaments we needed and the statue. We placed them in their perfect position and went inside. My mum was so happy that she took a picture of every ornament we bought, including the statue. After dinner, I went outside to take the trash out. When I went back into the backyard to put the trash in the trash cans, I passed the statue. I turned back into the house only to find it standing behind me. I freaked out and thought it was one of my brothers and sisters putting a prank on me. So I went inside and said, haha, very funny. They looked puzzled and confused and replied, what's the matter? Then I said, oh please, I know you put that statue behind me just to scare me. Oh, I should have believed them. Later that night I heard stone grinding outside. I turned on my bedroom light and looked out the window and to see the statue had moved. I rubbed my eyes and looked back only to see it looking at me from the garden, pointing at me, or rather above me. At that moment the light went out and I was plunged into total darkness. I had to lock the door, the window, and close the shutters. It was 12:15 AM when I finally got some sleep, but that incident always bothered me since. The next day, I told everyone what had happened, and, like you might have guessed it, they didn't believe me. When the school bus arrived, I boarded it with my brothers and sisters, but when I turned around, I saw the angel looking at me from the garden. Since my dad goes to work around 9:30, I got worried about him alone in the house. Later that day at school, the principal told me he wanted to see me. He had my brothers and sisters with him, and he took us into his office. He got news that our dad was mauled in the backyard, and that they found him near the statue. Apparently he lost a lot of blood, and had to be taken to ICU at the hospital. We were all horrified, and the principal excused us from school so we could go home. When my mom came to pick us up, she was shocked.
Wait, hang on.
Wait, what?
So he let them go home, despite the fact that there's a dangerous statue there? or potentially, even if they didn't know the statue, a potential murderer or something.
It's not murder. It's clearly the statue. It's clearly the statue.
Yeah, but if they didn't know it was the statue,
oh, the person that's writing the story knows
believe it. Like, then why would they send them home to a place where there's something that can potentially maul them?
Well, I think they must have gotten rid of it since it coincidentally, what the fuck is wrong with me? Since it like killed their dad. And after the kid complained about it, they were, you know what, let's just get on with it. When my mom came to pick us up, she was shocked. She took us to the hospital to see Dad. He was in a coma. My sister was crying and my mom sat near him and prayed that he would be okay. Then she took us home. I knew that whatever the statue was, it was the cause of this incident. I went to the local library and went to the folklore section. Turns out the local folklore talks about mysterious cryptids that are as old as the universe. They were called lonely assassins, and when they are seen by any living thing, they freeze into stone. That's why they were called weeping angels, and they are extremely fast and they can move in the blink of an eye. They feed off energy sources and kill any sentient living thing that has its eyesight turned away from it. I called the Cryptozoology Foundation and requested to speak with the cryptozoologist. Wait, so this is basically just a creepypasta about Doctor Who?
Yeah.
Wow. So, can you hear that music in the background?
Is it James?
Can you hear it though?
Yeah.
It's the TV. Can you hear it when I'm talking?
Yeah.
Shit. Let me turn my...
No, the music can't be heard too loud, but you can slightly hear your mum talking.
My mum isn't talking.
Oh, I thought you said she was.
Oh my god, that's a bit creepy. So I talked with one,
well,
and he
I
told
can
me,
hear something then.
and that's the music because my mum has her TV like really loud, even though she's sitting like right in front of it.
That's probably going to disrupt James's live stream as well.
Exactly. Wait, let me mute my mic for 1 second. I'm going to tell her.
Okay, so yeah, George actually is gay.
James, I am here. No, not James. Your name isn't James. Dan, I am actually here.
You've muted your mic again. Oh, I think you meant to. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so that worked well.
Hello there. So I talked with one, he told me he wants to see a solid evidence of this creature. So I did what he requested. I hid a video camera in the backyard and recorded the statue for 30 minutes. 30 minutes later I went with the video camera only to find it dead and the statue in its crying pose. I hooked it up to the computer, and when my older sister came, I asked what I was doing, and I told her that I was looking for evidence about the statue outside. She wanted to see, so we sat down and watched the evidence. The first 30 seconds was me trying to set up the video camera, and for 5 minutes the camera recording the seemingly still statue. My sister got bored and was about to leave, and I suddenly told her to look back. We both stared in shock as the static appeared, and we saw the statue looking up from its altar to the camera. Then more static, and the statue was standing up. Then the statue was standing approximately 3 feet from the camera. Then more static. Me and my sister both screamed in fear. The statue was face to face with the camera. Then more static. The statue's face became demonic before the footage froze. White noise appeared from the rest of the video. Then my sister believed me about the statue. We sent the video to cryptozoologist via email and he requested to see us in person. The next day, we went to see him in the local cafe. He told us about the angels and how he survived for all these years. He asked us, where is it? My sister said it's in our backyard. He asked, do you have any photos or videos of the angel besides the one you sent me? I said, yeah. Our mum took a picture of it. It's in her camera. A look of horror came over him. He told us, destroy the picture of an angel because any image of the angel becomes an angel, and if you keep the angel for too long, it will murder everyone in this town. We ran back home to find our little brother clawing at our backyard's glass door. He opened the door to find the angel with its arms out and its mouth open, showing razor-sharp teeth. I screamed at my sister to take my brother to the hospital and the other siblings to our grandma's house, that I can handle the angel. She did so, and she left the house. I had to stare down the angel. That was until I blinked. I found myself being choked by the angel, and the first time I opened my eyes, I felt the angel slowly pressing on my throat, as I had to endure the agony without blinking. It was seconds before I blinked again. Just before I might close my eyes for good, a sledgehammer destroyed its head. The wielder of the sledgehammer was my dad, who came out of the hospital and saved me. We threw the remains of the statue in the trash, and we had no more of the statue except this picture. Before I deleted it for good, I posted a picture on the story for you to see it. So basically his dad smashed it down.
Yeah.
It wasn't very scary, was it, to be honest? It was.
I've got to admit, none of these scary stories that everyone's saying, oh, they're really scary, like, all over the websites, none of them are actually scary.
Hello, I'm David Dickinson, and I'm an orange bud, and you're listening to Drivel Chat with...
So hang on, we haven't even done the outro yet, and these are just going to be heard before the outro.
read one of yours out, because like that one was shit. Well, it wasn't shit, but it was weird how his dad just came out and he was like,
yeah,
"Whee!"
just suddenly out of the coma.
Oh.
And he just suddenly has, like having just come out of the coma, probably only a few hours before, he's got the strength to wield a sledgehammer and swing it at a statue that's killing his son.
Yeah.
Anyway, when we bought the house, I assume the scratches on the inside of the basement door were from a dog, but the neighbours say the previous owner didn't have one. This morning, the scratches had multiplied. Ah. Scary.
What? I wasn't listening to that.
When we bought the house, I assumed the scratches on the inside of the basement door were from a dog, but the neighbours say the previous owner didn't have one. This morning, the scratches had multiplied.
That's creepy. That's a bit weird. What is it?
I don't know.
This one's pretty weird. I begin tucking him into bed and he tells me, "Daddy, check for monsters under the bed." I look underneath for his amusement and see him, another him, under the bed, staring back at me, quivering and whispering, "Daddy, there's somebody on my bed." Dun dun.
I've heard that so many times.
Dun dun. Dun dun. Dun dun dun.
She felt the heat as the flames engulfed the only house she'd ever known. When the screams subsided, she smiled, knowing she was finally alone.
Sorry, I wasn't listening to that one either.
Oh, well, too bad. You have to go back over the Drivel Chat to hear it then.
Okay, okay. I'm not afraid. Oh, this is the one that you're on, isn't it?
Which one? Is it chicagonow.com?
What?
Is it chicagonow.com?
Yeah. I kind of want.
Oh.
I kind of want kind of long ones. Like, I'll type in urban legends. Urban legends stories. We'll cut all this. We'll cut all this typing out and stuff. I'm scared of going on a website and there'll be a screamer there. That's what I'm scared of.
Taking my headphones off.
What?
Nope, no screamers.
Nope, no screamers. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light? Is there a predator at Tuttle Mall in Columbus? Are there alligators in the sewers of New York City? Should you watch out for spiders hiding in your toilet? The urban legend of the babysitter and the man upstairs. Ooh. I'm going to set my earphones off just in case it's a screamer. Nope. What?
None of these are.
Oh, this one's good.
Shit,
this one's quite long, actually. Look, let's read this one. This is the
Copy and paste
babysitter.
the link.
No. Do you want to follow whilst I'm?
Yeah, I think I might know which one it is as well.
Okay, yeah. I haven't heard this one. I haven't read this one before. Yeah. Okay. I haven't read this one before. I'll actually try and edit this shit into something good, by the way, because like it's just us kind of violently jumping from one story to another. So I'll put like I'll have like two or three, and then I'll have like an artistic liner in the middle. You know, we'll make some new ones up like near the end of this podcast. Actually, I think that'd be good, wouldn't it? Dan,
What?
was you even listening to what I was saying then?
No.
Well, I guess you'll have to listen. No.
I
What
was reading the creepypasta.
we can make some that's not very professional. You're supposed to do that. You're supposed to have your initial reaction. So what we're gonna do, you know how we did like the Queen and stuff, like ages ago, like you're listening to the Drivel Chat and shit, which we never used. We should make some Halloweeny ones just for this podcast.
Wait, what?
You know, like how he was gonna put it in between every bit of guff. As like,
Oh yeah, and then we just left it at the end of the podcast.
yeah, we could do that, but then actually use them this time, but have Halloween versions.
Yeah,
of
well,
them.
seeing as we're only like 20 minutes in, 19 minutes in, even. Do you want to read this, and then that might just be enough, and then we can just do all these things in between.
Alright. Okay, this is called The Babysitter and the Man Upstairs by David Emery. Apparently he's an urban legends expert. As told by reader Andy B.
Do you want to do a paragraph each?
Okay.
And if the next paragraph is like one line, then just read out that one line.
Okay. A married couple were going out for the evening and called in a teenage babysitter to take care of their 3 children. When she arrived, they told her they probably wouldn't be back until late, and that the kids were already asleep, so she didn't need to disturb them.
The babysitter starts doing her homework while awaiting a call from her boyfriend. After a while, the phone rings. She answers it, but hears no one on the other end, just silence. Then whoever it is hangs up. After a few more minutes, the phone rings again. She answers, and this time there's a man on the line who says, in a chilling voice, "Have you checked the children?"
Click.
You can read this
It's one line. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll read this
and?
one then. At
'Cause that's only
first,
one line.
she thinks it might have been the father calling to check her and got interrupted, so she decides to ignore it. She goes back to her homework, and then the phone rings again. "Have you fucking checked the children?" says the creepy voice on the other end.
Mr. Murphy, she asks, but the caller hangs up again.
She decides to phone the restaurant where the parents said they'd be dining. But that when she asks for Mr. Murphy, she is told that he and his wife left the restaurant 45 minutes earlier. So she calls the police and reports that a stranger's been calling her and hanging up. "Has he threatened you?" the dispatcher asks. "No," she says. "Well, there's nothing we can really do about it. You could try reporting the prank caller to the phone
This is just how
company."
you know that the police are shit.
And they are shit. They never help in horror stories. I read the next thing.
Wait, what?
Read the next thing.
A few minutes later go by, and she gets another...
A few minutes later go by.
That was terrible. A few minutes go by, and she gets another call. "Why haven't you checked the children?" the voice says.
"Who is this?" she asks, but he hangs up again. She dials 911 again and says, "I'm scared. I know he's out there. He's watching me."
"Have you seen him?" the dispatcher asks. She says no. "Well, there isn't much we can do about it," the dispatcher says. The babysitter goes into panic mode, and I don't know why I've read that in the dispatcher's voice. The babysitter goes into panic mode and pleads with him to help her. Now, it'll be okay," he says. "Give me your number and street address. And if you can keep this guy on the phone for at least a minute, we'll try to trace the call. What was your name again?" "Linda." "Okay, Linda. If he calls back, we'll do our best to trace the call. But just keep calm. Can you do that for me?" "Yes," she says, and hangs up. She decides to turn the lights down so she can see if anyone's outside. And that's when she gets another call.
"It's me."
"It's me."
What?
Nope. I don't know why I read that.
I'll read this out. "It's me," the familiar voice says. "Why did you turn the lights down? Can you see me?" she asks, panicking. "Yes," he says after a long pause. "Look, you scared me," she says. "I'm shaking. Are you happy? Is that what you wanted?" "No." "Then what do you want?" she asks. Another long pause. "Your
fine.
blood all over me."
She slams the phone down, terrified. Almost immediately, it rings again. "Leave me alone!" she screams. But it's the dispatcher calling back. His voice is urgent. "Linda, we trace that call. It's coming from another room inside the house."
Oh.
Yeah, because they could trace the specific house in the specific room in the house.
Doesn't make sense, does it really?
No. "Get out of there, now!" She tears to the front door, attempting to unlock it and dash outside. I need to find the chain at the stop still latched, like every horror story ever. In the time it takes her to unhook it, she leaves the door open at the top of the stairs. Light streams from the children's bedroom, revealing the profile of a man standing just inside. She finally gets the door open and bursts outside, only to find a cop standing on the doorstep with his gun drawn. At this point she's safe, of course. But when they capture the intruder and drag him downstairs in handcuffs, she sees he is covered in blood. Come to find out, all 3 children have been murdered.
And what a lovely story that was. What a lovely fucking story. How lovely
Better
was
than
that?
all the other ones.
It was better than the other ones, but it still wasn't very good, was it? Was it really?
Oh look, Halloween oldies.
Oh, Halloween oldies. I
Monster.
kind of really
okay,
want to
never mind.
read this one. Aren't you
Never
glad
mind.
you didn't turn on the light?
Which one's that? Where's that?
Look, I'll send you the link. Because I know we said that was going to be the last one that we just read, but it wasn't.
Yeah, one more.
Best, was it really?
But
One
yeah,
more.
and then we'll do paragraph by paragraph again because this one is literal paragraph.
Okay, I'll read out the first one. Have you opened the link yet?
Yeah.
2 dorm mates in... Oh, I'll probably read out the title. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light? An
By
urban
David
legend-
Emery.
Emery.
Again.
By urban legends expert. Oh man, love David Emery. I don't know who he fucking is.
Is that his new name?
Yes,
David
we've
Emery.
renamed it by default. Okay, 2 dorm mates in college were in the same science class. The teacher had just reminded them about the midterm the next day. When one dorm mate, let's call her Julie, got asked.
Jilly. No, it's Jilly.
I'll call it
Juli.
Julie. Got asked to this big bash by the hottest guy in school. The other dorm mate, Meg, shut up Meg, had pretty much no
knew
interest
you were
in
gonna say
going and being a diligent student. She took notes on what the midterm was about. After the entire period of flirting with her date, Julie was totally unprepared for her test, while Meg was completely prepared for the major study date with her books.
At the end of the day, Julie spent hours getting ready for the party, while Shut Up Meg started studying. Julie tried to get Shut Up Meg to go, but she was insistent that she would study and pass the test. The girls were rather close, and Julie didn't like leaving Shut Up Meg alone to be bored while she was out having a blast. Julie finally gave up, using the excuse that she would cram in homeroom the next day. Julie went to the party.
No, I'm reading that.
Oh, fuck. Sorry.
Julie went to the party and had the time of her life with her date. She headed back to the dorm around 2 AM and decided not to wake Shut Up Meg. She went to bed nervous about the midterm and decided she would wake up early to ask Shut Up Meg for help.
She woke up and went to wake Shut Up Meg. Shut Up Meg was lying on her stomach, apparently sound asleep. Julie rolled Shut Up Meg over to reveal Shut Up Meg's terrified face. Julie, concerned, turned on the desk lamp. Shut Up Meg's study stuff was still open and had blood all over it. Shut Up Meg has been slaughtered. I guess someone made her shut up then.
Wow.
Julie, in horror, fell to the floor and looked up to see, writing on the wall. Oh fuck! Written on the wall in Meg's blood. Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the lights?
Oh god, I heard about a girl who went back to her dorm room late. went back to her dorm room late one night to get her books before heading to her boyfriend's room for the night. She entered but did not turn on the light, knowing that her roommate was sleeping. She stumbled around the room in the dark for several minutes, gathering books, clothes, toothbrush, before finally leaving. Want to read the next paragraph?
Oh, sorry, I was reading it already. The next day, she came back to her room to find it surrounded by police. They asked if she lived there, and hang on, how can you surround a room with police? Surely there's just a hallway.
It was all.
How can you surround the entire
They
fucking
cut
room?
the room out
What?
of the building.
What, they just barged like holes into other dormitories' walls.
They lasered it out.
Anyway, the next day she asked. Oh no, it was fuck. They asked if she lived there, and she said yes. They took her into her room, and there, written in blood on the wall, were the words, "Aren't you glad you didn't turn on the light?" Her roommate was being murdered while she was getting her things.
Oh my god, that's dark.
Wait, how do they know that she was being murdered while she was getting her things?
Because the policemen are the murderer.
Surely
Dun, dun,
you
dun.
would be able to. Surely you'd be able to hear someone getting murdered.
Not if they're stealthy. What if she's like slitting her throat? That's really weird, that one. I know I said this was going to be the last one, but I've got quite a funny one here that I read quite a while ago.
Hello. One listens to Drivel Chat.
Hang on, was this episode the one that I talked about Virgin Media call centres?
Yep. I just want to know if you've read this one before.
Go on to it.
Lil Wayne's Secret.
Give me the link.
This is actually a creepypasta. This is probably the longest one that we've read out, and this will definitely be the last one, just because I love this creepypasta.
Are we
It's
doing
so
paragraph
much.
by paragraph again? Oh, this is long.
It is a long one. Can you be bothered? I can be
I
bothered.
think I can be bothered.
Okay, I'll read the first paragraph again, then we'll just go paragraph by paragraph. Okay. Regardless of whether you listen to hip hop or not, I'm sure the vast majority of you have heard of Lil Wayne. His music is
they call me
undoubtedly
Richard because I'm rich.
yeah. His music is undoubtedly
Totally not a Luke Bond
part
thing.
of pop culture. However, in the past, before his popularity was as high as it is today, he made a song called I Feel Like Dying. Now, the actual subject matter is about what sounds like Lil Wayne's drug addiction. However, there's been rumours starting around 2007-2008 that the song contained a hidden message if played reversed. As if one of the many that listened to it, I have to say I was pretty creeped out after hearing it. Some people wait, what? As one of the many that listened to it, I have to say I was pretty creeped out of hearing it. Some people have taken the liberty to make the lyrics to the reversed, and as expected, lyrics vary from video to video. However, the content is always the same: violence, murder, and something demonic.
As a curious person, I decided to do some research on the subject, and I haven't found much. When Wikipedia had an article on the song briefly, it said that Lil Wayne even, never commented on whether the rumours were true. Upon going for underground sources, I had some connections with people in the music industry. I uncovered that once during an interview, Lil Wayne was asked about the rumours regarding the song, and he reportedly ignored the question. When the interviewer persisted, Lil Wayne just got up and left, ending the interview prematurely.
Another account said that when a fan ran into him on the street and asked about the room, he started yelling at him and cursing at him. When the fan kept asking, Lil Wayne assaulted him and told him to never mention the song again. There were several more accounts of things like this happening. However, one of the stories involved a woman actually being murdered by fellow rappers and label mates Drake and Gooda Gooda for asking about it.
This is legit.
Using the same music industry connections I have, I managed to get a hold of some backstage tickets at a concert he was having. However, the concert wasn't for another 5 months, so I had to put my quest for answers on a pause until then.
When the day of the concert arrived, I sat next to some die-hard fans who kept screaming. Like most people, I'm always wondering how he became so popular despite his rap skills not being the best. But I wasn't one to question how a man makes his living, so I kicked back and enjoyed the concert. The concert itself was unbelievably hyped up. There was so much energy, it was like a musician's idea of heaven. After the concert ended, some hours later, I went backstage and met Lil Wayne. Despite his lyrics, he is actually a very sweet and homely guy. When I was introduced to him by the bodyguards, he was sitting down reading his Bible. He got up and greeted me, and introduced me to the rest of the Young Money group.
Drake shook my hand, then walked out of sight. Nicki Minaj gave me a hug, and I won't
generally
lie,
there.
I wish that the hug lasted forever. After shaking the rest of the group's hands and chatting briefly with Tiger...
I think his anaconda wanted some.
Oh, wow. I sat down to talk with Lil Wayne. We discussed religion and our faith. For those who don't know, Lil Wayne's a practicing Christian. The background stories behind his songs. The song Lollipop was actually a dare by one of the song's producers, Jim Josin, to make a song about blowjobs and jokingly release as a single. And our lives. Do you want to read that? Oh. You're so fucking terrible at this, aren't you? You're bad.
Sorry, I was just analysing that last sentence, trying to figure out exactly what it was on about. Anyway, I was impressed by how intelligent this man really is. He's had a rough life growing up in... Oh, hang on a second. Never mind. Oh, I've lost where I was now. Sorry, I just looked over at my Audacity and saw that apparently it almost broke my microphone volume. Anyway, where was I? He's had a rough life growing up. He's spelled wrong, by the way. In the Holly Grove area of New Orleans, and he said he's blessed to have a career as successful as his. I decided after about 30 minutes of chatting to bring up I Feel Like Dying. As I brought it up...
It's my paragraph.
Oh, fuck.
You know what? You need to practice this. As I brought it up, his face went from happy and cheerful to just drained of its colour. So he went white. He went black. He was black and now he's white. He's White Wayne. Like if something terrified him. As we talked about the song, he told me he was in a hard time in his life when he wrote the song. That without drugs, he felt he would die, and if he tried to change the subject when I asked him about, about the hidden rumors of the hidden message of the song, he became visibly furious and denied that there was a hidden message.
When I told him I had sources saying otherwise, he was now in the point of tears and told me to get the fuck out. As security was escorting me out, not escorting, I managed to catch a glimpse. I can't talk. I managed to catch a glimpse of him clutching his Bible and chanting Bible verses over and over again. The man was now obviously afraid, and now it got me more curious. Why would this man just freak out and kick me out? I knew there was a reason, and I set out to find it.
After some time had passed, I managed to get a hold of Cool and Ray. If you don't know who they are hop producers who have produced many of Lil Wayne's songs. I chatted with them as I mentioned the supposed hidden message I Feel Like Dying. Dre just stomped out of the room and Cool just stood there with a frozen expression on his face.
When I asked once again, he whispered to me, "I can't explain here, they'll hear us, follow me." When I asked who was they, he told me to follow him to his car. When we got to it, he started to rape me. When we got to it, just a space symbol told me to never mention what he was gonna tell me to anybody. Why? Who told him to?
when we got to it,
it literally, can I just say, guys, it literally just says, told me to never mention.
when we got to it, told me to never mention that what he was gonna tell me to anybody.
Then he started the car and started driving. After 15 minutes of driving and cool being silent, we arrived at a large church.
The church was already having sessions, as I could see a swarm of people gathering inside. I followed Cool into the church and said, "Alright, they can't hear us here." When I asked who, he replied, "The real producers of that song." Apparently, shortly before Lil Wayne's popularity exploded, he made a pact with a demon named Murmur.
Legitimacy.
Extra legitimate. That in exchange for his soul, finding a few more people to make the same pact and allowing him to possess Lil Wayne for a short period of time, he would make him the most popular rappers alive and make sure his career prospers. Can you tell why this is my favourite creepypasta ever?
Because it's retarded?
It's fucking terrible, that's why.
Lil Wayne agreed, and he started looking for new talent to recruit. He said that Moo was the true writer of the song, and several of his minions were actually the producers. When Lil Wayne recorded the song, it wasn't really him. It was Murmur possessing him for the sole purpose of making the song reality. Lil Wayne has no memory of recording the song, and after a few years found new recruits. Those new recruits, we know them as Young Money.
All of the rappers in Young Money group have made the same pact and Lil Wayne's deal was complete. Murmur kept part of the deal and helped Lil Wayne with the Young Money's group career become successful. However, Lil Wayne now regrets the deal because he now fears for his soul and now regularly attends church, prays fanatically and reads his Bible every chance he gets, hoping it will be enough for God to forgive him and take back the deal.
Cool then said he remembers one time going to a studio session when the song was being recorded. What do you mean one time? Surely it was only recorded one time.
It was recorded multiple times. 666 times.
He said Murmur looked like a soldier. Wait, but why would he have seen Murmur if Murmur was possessing him?
I really don't know.
This is the most retarded
It is,
creepypasta
isn't
I've
it?
ever seen.
They can't seem to construct a sentence. They can't fucking spell. Ugh.
They can't seem to make it make sense. He said Murmur looked like a soldier with a uniform that resembled the French Foreign Legion, so why didn't he just run away?
What?
The colour of the uniform, however, was a mixture of red, black and orange, like fire and brimstone colours. His face looked strangely human. Not anything you'd expect a demon to look like, but his pupils were pure black.
Right next to him was a strange animal. Right next to him was a strange animal next to him that resembled a giant vulture.
It's like when you need to fill out your word count on an essay.
Right next to him was a strange animal next to him.
You can't know, that's basically trying to fill out your word count on an essay.
I don't do that. I never do that.
I never do that.
Resembled a giant
generally
vulture.
You don't need to.
That resembled a giant vulture that resembled one. He said that it kept staring at him, and he got extremely aroused, uncomfortable. He said that Murmur spoke to Lil Wayne briefly before turning into a floating pile of dust and violently flying inside.
Hang on, you might want to read that
Wayne's
again because the internet connection just broke.
What happened?
Oh, it doesn't actually matter because I can just use yours, but the internet connection just broke and I didn't hear any of that. But just keep going.
The force knocked him down and he started violently choking and vomiting some foul-smelling yellow substance. When it ended, Lil Wayne / Murmur went into the recording booth and started recording the normal song.
Because they would have just let him do it after vomiting some foul-smelling yellow substance.
They want their money. They want their young money.
Isn't some foul-smelling yellow substance basically vomit anyway?
Yes.
Retarded. He looked behind him and saw two very large demonic creatures mixing the songs and playing around with the instrumentals. A larger demon looked at him with glaring bloodshot eyes and said in a low booming voice to leave the room.
Then Cool told me, now you know everything, never tell anybody you heard this from me. Everybody involved in the making of that song is not supposed to reveal its true origins. That's why Lil Wayne gets aggressive when asked about it. They will drag us straight to hell if we're ever told. Do you listen to Lil Wayne or any other Young Money artists? Their lyrics aren't good.
No, that's also stupid, because it says they will drag us straight to hell if we ever told, and he has literally just
So he's
going
going to be dragged straight to hell, that's why.
Yeah, exactly.
Or the Young Money artists, their lyrics aren't good. In fact, they flat out suck. That's true. It's because of the pact is why they are so successful. The forces of hell make sure the weak-minded people who listen to their music get sucked in and ask for more. Now,
I can believe that.
Tell me your address, I'll drive you home. After driving me home, I watched him get in and drive off extremely quick and recklessly. I kept... Oh, no, that's yours.
Oh, you got it wrong.
Fuck up, Dan. You're slow.
I kept replaying everything over and over in my mind. I couldn't believe it was true. But I guess this is pretty common. No, there is. No, it isn't.
Really not.
There are successful music artists who don't really have much talent today. Justin Bieber, Rebecca Black, who are actually really popular. While it would be mad to assume they made the same pact as Lil Wayne, it doesn't hurt to keep an open mind. Next time you hear conspiracy theories about popular artists selling their souls to the devil, keep an open mind, because with some research, you might just find it true.
No!
Well, you never know.
No,
Cool,
no,
Cool,
I'm not going to keep an open mind.
Cool could just be
a faggot.
lying.
Yeah.
You know, he could just easily have made all of that up.
Yeah. Speaking of,
he must have made it up because he had to think on the spot, saying right next to him was a strange animal next to him.
Yeah, exactly. He was just
and
trying
also,
to fill the
a lot
words.
of it barely makes sense.
Also,
anyway, so this was our 40-minute drivel chat.
40 minutes, not as long as the other one, but also I just want
I guess we can crop it down.
I just want to slightly glance upon. Have you heard the new Taylor Swift songs?
What, Shake It Off?
Yeah, and Welcome to New York. Do you like them?
I haven't heard Welcome to New York yet.
I quite like them. They're not bad. I'll say our old music's a lot better, but you know, I just wanted to glance upon that just because I wanted to, just cause. All right, fuck off.
Just cuz.
Just cousin.
Just to be cousin.
Cousin. So, is this the end of the drivel chat? Do you have anything that you want to add, like any guff and shit you want to add onto the end of this big condensed pile of marijuana?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay then. Alright, everyone who watched this, I hope you do thoroughly enjoy... I hope you did thoroughly enjoy this. Dan, stop making retarded noises. And I will see everyone in the next episode of Drivel Chat.
Thank you for watching. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.
What was that? Bye.